free. If you want to see an additional 5-minute preview of this next Ultra Vegito episode for free, just sign up to my manga newsletter, mangaletter.com, using the links in the description or pinned comment, and simply enter an active email and your name, and it will be with you instantly after for free. So make sure to check your spam, junk, or other folder if you don't see it. This is a treat for every one of you who cannot afford the Patreon, so enjoy.
Ultimately leaving him to resort to his preset stance, launching attack after attack, now with the chains over and over. But ultimately, it would all be the same story, with everything failing before the Elder God. As grinning and giggling away, every single Poseidon Kratos would strike would continue to just burst into splashes of water. But eventually, after some time, the attacks would come to a stop, as Kratos, dragging his arms down by his side, would clearly be out of energy. I hate you! As a huffing and puffing Kratos, profusely sweating all over, would then show just how far this exhaustion had gone. You hate me? Come now. If that was true, you would have actually hit me by now. Am I that elusive? Perhaps you need a bigger target. As just as Poseidon would say this, Kratos would sense the arrival of yet another clone. But this one would be different than all others that came before. You're meant to be stopping me? Sorry, Baldy, but there's room for only one main character in this story. As suddenly, a giant Vegito would appear right before the Spartan, dwarfing him in size and staring right at him with a grin and remarking in his usual gruff voice. You are why I am here. I will kill you, Vegito! As immediately, the very sight of the Saiyan would send Kratos into a frenzy. The brainwashing of the Spartan now complete, as Poseidon successfully makes him realize that only when Vegito is dead will his life be returned to normal, and will he be reunited with his son and family. As now bulking up his muscles, with veins appearing and popping out of every part of his body, Kratos would begin rapidly spinning his chains behind him faster and faster, aiming to impart maximum damage. Be rid from my life! As finally letting loose with even more power and speed than ever before, for the sight of Vegito's grin, Kratos would give everything he had, the chains reaching closer and closer to the Saiyan until they would ultimately be grabbed instantly. An impressive feat, but with the hand grabbing being shadowed, there would be a hint that it would not be Vegito doing this. Nice try, but your anger cannot compete with mine. And as this magnificent flux of divine energy would explore every bit of the battlefield, his own angelic warriors around him would be forced to take the brunt, covering themselves desperately, as inevitably, even some of them would perish from the intensity of Lucifer's aura alone.
Go! Go now! Slaughter them all for their sins!
As just like that, stopping his power up with vigor, he would immediately launch his finger forward, and with it, like a pack of dogs following its leader, all of his army of angels, modeled after himself, would roar into action, knowing even a second of hesitation could possibly mean the destruction from this unhinged and completely furious elder god Lucifer.
They're coming! Go and show this elder god how meaningless his title is! Kill them!
As just like that, in an epic display, gods and angels of the past and present would then rush towards each other. The biggest divine battle in perhaps all of history would suddenly take place. Elder God versus Devil. A war to decide the fate of all multiverses would be about to take place. The angelic masked swordsmen and archers on one side, each an elite angel pushing forward for the army of light. And on the other side, fighting on behalf of Vegito and the army of darkness, Kazuya and Dai would be leading the charge, ready to annihilate anything that crossed their paths, all mentally linked to the God Killer, possessing portions of not only his energy, but his fighting IQ too. As in the sky, in a complete fireworks display of explosions, collisions, and impact lines, the two armies would come together for a head-on collision. Battles everywhere, screams of agony running through the air, as the angels would lessen in number quickly, while Vegito's purple army seems to remain the same.
The sounds of bloodshed. I could simply just fall asleep to this, couldn't I?
And if you want more, the next video is already up live on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 plus incredible patrons who are getting early access episodes for life, as well as actively seeing hidden Ultra Vegito content. And if you want that too, head to my Patreon to see the full next video and see just what insane turn of events happens next in yet another very long episode. So join now and talk to me. Links are in the description and pinned comment.